Sophine took care of Hiss. Claudius went out on a fly over the city. Angerod was doing what?
Angrily drinking wine.
Yes.
I wanted to have like the boys sniff the scale as if that's gonna really help, but I'm like, okay, dragon, this is a dragon.
So you bring Hiss up to you're sharing a room with Angerod.
Yeah.
So you bring out this scale to Hiss and he creeps forward a little bit.
You can't take it with you.
And he just bristles. The scales that are around his neck kind of form almost like a little fan. And his wings puff up and he's just looking like he's trying to make himself as big as possible. And he shakes his head and he snorts a little bit. No, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad, dead. And then he goes and he runs under the bed.
Aww. Bad dead?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was probably a very bad mom moment, but I don't know.
Like when my parents took us to an Irish pub on St. Patrick's Day to celebrate my little sister's birthday.
What?
Anyways.
Like
we'll unpack that later.
We will unpack that later.
No, Claudius will unpack that later. Poetry to you.
Welcome to therapy.
He won't.
Welcome to therapy. But yeah, so he just went and darted under the bed. What is Remember up to?
Well, that kind of answers my question because she's going to take this very personally now because she was the one that received it. So I think what I want to do is I want to have her... Can I have her take the box and start walking the street to see if there is going to be another morning parade?
Yeah. Do you ask Angrod for the box? How does that happen? Because right now Angrod has the box with the scale.
Well, she was with them. I didn't specify before it happened, but she was in the room while Hiss was doing his thing.
Play out what Remember's asking him to do.
Okay. Do you think if we take this to the place through the portals that we went earlier, couldn't fucking tell you what it's called. We need the masks to go. Do you think one of them could tell us more about it?
I don't know that anyone would be able to do anything more than I did. I'm pretty good at figuring out what things are, and I could not. So I also don't know how wise it is to let other people know that we have it.
Well, what is the purpose for giving us this? He's trying to unnerve us. At the worst, he's trying to track us or listen to us.
Hence the lead lined box.
When did we go through the portals? What?
The Bone Man.
The Bone Man.
Oh,
I could not remember
so
Bone Man.
sorry.
I was like, Dead Man, Death March thing.
Sorry,
Bone
It's
Man.
Grave Man written down.
Yeah, it's Grave Man.
The Grave Man. Bone Man sounds way more on.
Whatever I have written down is wrong. I know that much. So wrote it down.
Bone Man.
The Bone Man.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how that would go over.
I'm just seeing the
can-
gif of the skeletons dancing.
I'm just very hesitant to show this to anyone or expose anyone else to it. We don't know what it is, we don't know exactly what it does.
Personally, I think we should throw it in the river. There's no reason for him to give this to us other than to unnerve us, to confuse us, to spy on
Wait,
us.
I'm not here.
What if
Sure as hell are not.
What if
fine.
we sold it at
That's
the
a
Grave
no.
Man's house?
Give me one moment, and I'm gonna go ahead. I am 90% sure I still have spell slots left, because I'm pretty sure I didn't cast
Sophia's just
anything.
trying to make a dollar holler.
I'm gonna concentrate for a
Bag of
second
holding
on
those
the...
guilty, my god!
She didn't know
scale.
it was a bag of holding. She thought
And
it just
I'm gonna
kept
cast
those.
Locate Object, and focus on any other scales like this.
Okay.
And it's
In
1,000
hindsight,
feet.
should've
around.
kept it.
I
She
would
had
be able to
drugs
sense
buy.
anything that matches.
I like how we're also committed to our characters that we nerf ourselves in the name of
She
our
wanted to
characters.
buy drugs. I don't know what to tell you.
See?
Gotta get that drug money.
You don't feel anything.
Ooh.
1,001 feet away, however.
I don't see what good can come from this. If you can glean anything from it, there's no one else we're going to be able to take it to who will give us any more information, and it's not worth the risk.
Perhaps it is worth Sacred Flaming it, since Sacred Flame took care of this
It's better not be a
coin.
plot point.
I mean, I just don't...
I will not be held responsible if we need this later on and I've destroyed it.
I don't know. I'm so unsure about this. He gets in my fucking head.
Exactly, we should
imagine
get rid
we
of it.
Want it. Unless he's like, here's the key to my undoing. Bye. Like, I wouldn't do that. I'm not saying something.
He set up an incredibly elaborate trap,
Right.
specifically for the purpose of giving us this object.
Right.
What good can come from that?
Right.
Unless in his own sick way he was rewarding us for finding him.
Ew.
Why? No.
He's
no,
a
no,
benefactor. It's what he's doing in the city.
Precious.
Yeah, he's taking people on and he rewards them for doing what he wants them to do. But I don't know if this is a reward or a calling card or a threat.
It's a method of control. I don't know why we have to ask any more questions of that. He is simply playing the cards, and now he's in our heads.
Also, do we really want a reward from someone who's a psycho?
It's a method of control.
My issue would be if it was considered by him to be any kind of reward. Then I don't. We still might be able to use it in some way. I don't know how. I don't know what it would be for, but something is telling me, deep in my magic brain, whatever, something is telling me that this is going to be important.
Does anything happen if I touch it?
Okay.
It just feels cool. Like it feels hard. But it's cool.
Technically, if this is a genuine dragon scale, I should be able to sacred flame it, and all it will happen is it'll take like minor damage. Like it shouldn't be anything like crazy.
We can put it up to a vote if you would like.
That's true.
I'm not
there are
going to
more
stand in
members.
the way of destroying it if that is what you all want. I just will say something is telling me that we will want it later.
This kind of thing, or this kind of thing.
It looks important either way. All I can tell you from looking at it is connected to a deity somehow, which makes sense if it is mortal. And it's very old. It's very old. And if it is not his, I don't know what it could be. I don't know why.
Damn, can I perception check it to see if there's anything like more to this scale of like, I don't know, something sketchy or like a message or something?
Go ahead and roll.
Alright.
Dragon tails.
That is a 22.
Holy
shit. Wait, did I count that? Yes, I counted that right.
She's rolling
You-
this tonight, y'all.
So you
You
like
can say she's on a
after
roll.
touching it, like, and nothing happened to you, and like with like now various people doing stuff with it, nothing happening. You actually like go ahead and you take it out of the box and kind of turn it over, and
This is
with
USB.
and with what Hiss
jewel.
said, you're actually able to see a little bit of leathery flesh on the end of the scale where it looks like it was ripped off.
Kill a dragon.
So yeah, that's kind of. And Sophie like literally read a bunch of books on dragons before, well, when she got his, so she would know that that would be problematic,
Yeah.
Would we know where a blue dragon like this might live?
right?
Like geographically?
Well, not necessarily, because none of you have encountered dragons other than Hiss. But also, Elazar told you that a
Yeah.
dragon, no one's seen a dragon
Right.
in like hundreds of years. It's just
Right.
not something that's happened.
Except for those people in the Bone Man's house. They had 2 dragons for sale. 40 grand. But 2 dragons, that's more than one.
Wow.
Which is saying something considering no one's seen them.
Was that in character or out of character? My
In
God.
ca-
In character, sick. Alright, so what if we go and ask them where they found those dragons?
I can't imagine they would tell us.
Well, we don't have to ask them plainly. We can.
Beat them up.
Well, no. But
Well, with magic, I mean, you have your spells that make people tell the truth, no?
Yes, I do have that. I would just have to prepare it. Yes.
Well, luckily we are about to go to sleep, so we could prepare it.
Oh,
in the
you're
morning.
right.
also, this is the first time I'm gonna ask this question while we play D&D. Do you think they have a library here?
I've never been more proud. I don't know.
Probably. It's a big city. I can't imagine if it don't.
It
It's
sounds
also
so
the university. That might have some information.
Is that the one we're not allowed in without getting blackmailed?
No.
No, that's the Hall of Records.
Okay, great.
Oh, I'm not here. Sorry.
That also.
I almost feel like that was the Hall of Records.
And hear a voice from the Lord.
It's fate. Yes, if you want to, yes, if we want to research it further with Grave Man.
I don't think the libraries will have a accurate depiction of magic and dragons considering the verbiage they use today.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in this city, they would be writing it from their perspective, unfortunately.
This is the one that writes the history.
It's very true. Wait, we don't know.
We don't. There's no.
How do we
Yeah,
get
you
in?
have to be invited. I believe.
Oh.
No, last time we simply found the funeral march. We just have to make sure we have our masks.
But we don't know for sure that one is happening. I don't get the feeling that they happen every day.
It's almost as if we needed Brenda to be here to help us get back into the Bone Man's house.
Oh,
Carly, I
no.
hope you're listening to this later on.
Damn it, Carly! You and your education. And your dad.
Alright, well, how about this? We walk toward the university to see, even if we have revisionist history that is told by other people, it still may hold some truth. Or there may be sympathetic researchers who have secret collections, who study this thing on their own time without the knowledge of others. We walk there. If we happen to see it on the way, then we stop. Otherwise, we see if we can get the name of information from them. We don't have any other leads, and barring new information, I don't see the purpose of keeping it.
I agree. I think that is a good plan. I do recommend that we do that in the morning. Though. I don't know about you, but I am incredibly tired.
Word.
Okay. So, and does Temsin do anything that night, or does he just...
What time would they have gone back?
They would have gotten back fairly late after the performances and everything.
Nah, he'd probably rest as well.
Okay.
Him and Claudius have a person to see in the morning, so...
Did anything
Gotta see
happen
anything about a dog.
while I was...
Mm-mm.
Okay.
What if the scale is worth a lot of money?
Alright.
I forgot about that.
Also, I would like to remind Temsin, since I was listening to this episode earlier today, that you have not once written to your lady friend that you promised you would write to.
Alright.
Ghosted!
So, the morning comes without consequence. There is no one breaking down your door. The scale doesn't burst into flames. Like, hiss is still hiss. Like, nothing has happened.
Considered that could be a bomb.
And...
You ever wanted a TPK?
And, yeah, so the morning is just dawns anew.
Do we have a time we were supposed to meet Gordon?
I wrote it down. Hold on. He just
They
said...
always do their adventure.
Coral Street, Taylor. He just said meet him there.
Alright, he didn't give us a time.
Oh yeah, you guys are getting new duds.
I'm
Yeah,
glad you wrote that
we're
down.
getting
It's
some
like,
fancy clothing.
First of all, look good in a shirt. Second of all, look good in a shirt.
And do every night that you are at the inn, make sure that you're removing the...
How much did we decide it was?
I think we said that it was
15 a night?
15 a night?
15 a night, yeah.
How long have we been there?
You guys, it's 5 nights now. So this is the 6th day.
We had a running at the
I will say it'll be. We're gonna deplete our party fund.
Yeah, we are.
Doing that.
We're poor.
That's why we need to go hit up some bounties.
Well, they gave us
Alright.
40 gold last time.
Listen, I've got a wooden token that should get us better jobs, so...
You're right.
Alright.
Enough of OC.
Do we want to head down to the Taylor?
I suppose we might as well. We don't really have a time, so... Might as well go now. What is that?
Great.
Okay. Do you guys know where you're going, or do you ask someone? Or do you just
He has
kind
a
of...
map, right?
Do you have a map of the city?
I don't
though?
think I have a detailed map of the city yet. I
No.
want to pick one of those up.
Yeah, no. So, do you guys just wander around then?
We know the name of the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably Timson will go down and ask the person what's their name at the tavern.
There's many of them. Hold on.
Because it's the Ballantrae Tavern.
Yep, you're at the Ballantrae Inn.
I want to say his name was like
Spit it out quickly, quickly.
Alice or something. Hold on. I can tell you. Tamar.
Tamar.
And his son Timmy.
Okay. So yeah, I'll probably go down
Jimmy and
and talk to
Whitney.
Tamar and ask if he knows where that's at and if he could give us directions or anything like that.
Yes, actually, that's here in the, here in this level. Actually, you'll just be going down the street a ways, and you're going to make a left at the first street and a right onto the second, and that will be Coral Street. The cobblestone there is painted to reflect it, so you'll be in the color district.
Oh, well, thank you. That's very helpful.
I try and smile. Thanks.
You're very welcome.
What's the name of the tailor again?
It's just the tailor.
The barkeep takes.
All I have is Taylor.
Do we have an actual name for it?
No,
the
he just
tailor?
said to go to the Coral Street tailor.
Coral Street
His
Tailor.
own charisma
Yeah.
drops too.
Alright?
Well, have a good rest of the day. We'll perhaps see you later.
Yes.
Timson just kind of
Yes.
knocks
Will
up.
will you and your friends be having a meal this morning, or are you on your way?
We're on our way. I don't know about the others. I haven't had a chance to speak to them this morning. They may or may not be down.
Very well.
not
And
sure.
your horses have all been taken care of.
Ah, thank you.
Are you
I
taking
appreciate
Fitsum with you?
it. I'll probably leave Fitsum.
Then I won't take Remember's horse.
Through
It's
the
just
street.
a short walk, so.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys go ahead and you meander down through toward the color district, and sure enough, by the time that you get there, you can see that someone has in fact painted the cobblestones of the offshoots going off from this main street. And there's a pink one, there's a green one, and it doesn't take you any time at all to come to one that is very definitively a coral color. And you can see in places where the paint has started to kind of chip as the clacks go past, and a couple people like yell at you as you are going off through the streets as the clacks just down. Yes?
I'm sorry, I want you to know that I actually spoke to a student named Clack Blizzard. Continue. So sorry. But
Cool, I'm gonna write that name down because that's like
That's an NPC
Blizzard
now.
is a good name.
It is.
Clack,
She-
Blizzard,
that was-
nice to
that was
meet you.
her name.
Did you
Her name. Clack
pause?
Blizzard.
Did you pause for a minute?
No, I can see it before I have to answer the call, so I was like,
Hello, Clack. I've been expecting you.
okay, sorry. I just
Also,
Something. Clackarella.
Claudius has no idea that coral is a color, so he's just kind of deferring to Temsin on all this very awkwardly. He's never heard of that before.
Like red, blue, and
Never
yellow,
heard
and then
color.
people are like, it's blood orange.
And-
No, it's fucking red.
Yeah.
Good.
Alright, so you guys head down the street, and unlike where Angerad got her clothes, where it was this like beautiful, like filigree kind of sign and everything, here everything is almost like the shops change out enough times that they really can't personalize the outside too much. It just, you see one that says cobbler, and you see another one that says tailor, and like those are just very blocky painted on letters that were likely done with some sort of stencil. And so you guys go ahead and you enter into the tailor, and this one doesn't really have any clothes on display. They have several racks that are just kind of cookie cutter, like jackets, and you see a couple cloaks hanging up, you see some trousers, and you see a small stand of shoes, and a gentleman approaches you with teal hair that's been spiked up to resemble feathers, and he's wearing a very smart looking coat similar to Gordon's, and he approaches you both and yes, may I help you?
Good day. We're actually Temlin kind of just sees Claudius making weird faces and just yes, we were sent by Gordon.
Ah, yes, and
We are supposed to be receiving some new clothing.
yes, right.
Temlin just like nudges Claudius again. Like,
I'm trying
yes,
to smile.
just do you have anything that you prefer?
well, we're going to be going
I mean, this.
to the upper tier.
Yeah.
So something nice, fancier, I suppose.
Something that you can use every day, or something for just a singular dinner?
Every day.
Yeah.
A little more practical.
All right. If you'll
But still
just,
fancy enough.
do you have colors you prefer?
This gray,
Red,
and he like,
gray,
and then
brown, black.
Very well. I have enough to work with from that. What about actual colors? I can. The red is manageable, but for you, do you have a color you prefer? They don't usually do completely. They don't do dull monochrome in the upper tier.
perhaps this gray, and we could put this
Purple.
this emblem on it
And a pink.
somewhere,
And a yellow.
or maybe incorporate this red. And he kind of like
So
gestures to
red
the
and
symbol.
gray for the both of you.
Are you copying me?
I said red first.
Aren't you red?
Yeah. That's why he said red.
Red might be a little bit too much for you.
No, I'm good at my job. How about some? What about some blue? Blue might be nice. Or I can give you a
Gray?
Well, yes, the gray will be there, sir. But
He really likes yellow.
What an. Okay. Yellow? You
No,
said?
He loves
I
it.
don't.
He's shy.
He really likes pink.
Red.
So you can give him some pink.
I can do pinks and
Red-
yellows
red-
and
red's
reds.
fine. Red's
That's
Sunset.
all right.
No,
Just
red.
over here, and he leads
a
you
nice
both. He leads you
gray.
both to this display of like. Honestly, it's like a put together suit that's just too long for really anyone. And he gets down a couple, and he measures this way and measures that. And, all right, both of you go and put these on, and they're both these gray kind of the similar sort of coat and trousers and things like that Gordon was wearing.
Okay.
And he like pushes you back towards just a little like changing stall. And
One?
No, there's a couple, but he
No, it's
pushes
just-
you back in
Just
there.
like a one size fits all thing.
It's like that, but it's way too long, and so as
so
soon
this
as
is
you
like
as-
way long on Temlin,
yeah, and
like,
as soon
even
as
longer.
you change into it, he leads you up to a stool, and it begins like measuring where to hem the pants and where to hem the cuffs and everything.
I am
This is
so
very-
confused right now.
This is very bizarre for Temzin.
And Claudius.
Yeah.
He's never experienced anything
Temzin-
like this in
and,
his
like,
life.
This is like Temzin does. He always wears his robe.
Yeah.
It's like he doesn't. It's wearing something fancy is like this draws attention. So he's like,
Yeah,
I don't.
and he's,
Claudius didn't
he
know
keeps-
that people did this.
He keeps having to
until
like
today.
he keeps having to like ask you guys to stop. No, please. I'm going to stick you with another pin. No, I said stop.
Wait,
As he-
wait. How do I hide my wings?
That's up to you. Because right now, would he be wearing his jacket again?
He put his jacket back on.
And he's like pushed your sleeves up and is like trying to pin the like sleeves underneath. And are you going to wear that? That coat really will not work for the upper tier. Besides, didn't they update your uniforms like 6 months ago?
Oh yeah, it's just really comfortable.
Do you know what his jacket looks like? Have I shown you?
No,
Like-
I've just kind of been going off what was in my head.
Do you see Blade Runner 2049?
No.
Damn.
Is it a trench coat?
Kind of.
Okay, cool.
I'll show you a
Seems like
picture at
that's
some
all I
point.
needed to know.
But yeah, it's like a big coat.
But Temzin is like because being from Agro, he's like, I get this.
Mhm.
I just don't wear these clothes.
Yeah, and so
This is awkward.
and so as soon as he has you both like tailored, kind of like with the cuffs and everything hemmed, he has gone and gotten you several different vests and several different like bow ties in yellow and pink and dark red and like a paler red, and has gone ahead and just is like measuring these for you. And so he's assembled this like very soft yellow and almost like sunset colors, and as soon as he starts to do this
Nice.
for Tamsin, he's like, hold on, and he goes and changes out the gray jacket for one that's like a very soft like fading orange color, and that will do beautifully for the upper tier, actually. And if Gordon is paid, then yes, that will do nicely. You just hold on.
It's like this, but with military insignia.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's a lot
exactly
longer.
that's exactly how I imagined
Okay,
it.
cool.
And so he just has, and now that he has like the hems of your trousers hemmed and like he's got the cuffs done, he's just like, I really need you to just put the jacket down so I can fix the collar of the shirt.
Security blanket.
This is my comfort trench coat.
What happens if I don't want to do that?
Well, then I can't really get you a better coat.
It's just clean this one.
It's clean, but it really is not for upper tier material.
If anything happens, Claudius, I got your back.
We can kill the tailor.
Listen, I have to wear this in Giron, so I don't get kicked out of the city.
And he goes and he locks the front door and he comes back and I'm on retainer for Gordon, who works for Professor Knack. If you have weapons that you're not supposed to show, or some marking from Berlead that no one can see on your neck, like, I understand.
Take off my jacket.
And he immediately
And I'm like, well, first of all, I have all my weapons and ammo literally strapped to like side holsters, and my books. So I'm just kind of like stacked into that, and then there's two wings literally strapped to the back.
He had like a small notepad and like quill, and he just goes and he sets them down and I have to remeasure everything. Do you carry that all with you all the time?
Always.
I should mention also, I carry quite a few
God's
items
a
on me as well.
and this is why we
Don't tell
ask
Gordon.
how many pockets. And he's like, Gordon already knows, probably. Gordon knows he's got eyes and ears and fingers and toes, and he's a madman. And he like goes and he takes out a much larger coat now, and he actually takes the harness off of your wings. And
It's like bigger than you would imagine.
can you fold them in? Just fold them in. Great. And
A
he,
little bit.
and he goes and he hangs the jacket, like he goes and helps you into this coat. And it actually is of a weight, it's like a leather jacket now, but it's of a weight where it actually keeps your wings down. And it still has that hump look, but you do not need the harness to keep them in.
Nice.
So because it's larger, you'll be able to fit your knickknacks all over, and your back will be fine. Anyway, so you had things that you wanted to hide?
Yes, I have this thing I wear on my wrist, and then I have things that I like to be able to pull out of my jacket to throw.
And he just goes and he rips the paper off and crumples it up, and he's like, fine, I have to...
You know, like in at the end of The Matrix when they go into the hallway and he sets off the metal detector and asks him to take off his jacket. That's what that's like. That's what I'm getting right now.
Whatever you keep on your person normally, so that you can wear your clothes like a normal person, just put them back on so that I can remeasure.
Okay, so then like Temsin lays out his throwing stars and his like darts that like generally are inside his robe that he can pull out whenever, and then like I think
Wait,
he
do you
has,
have
like,
Celeste on you?
2 daggers. He's not gonna pull that out. I don't
Okay.
think he has that on him at the moment. Oh no, he only has 1 dagger, and then he's probably not gonna carry the crossbow with him. But so like the needler for his wrists,
Okay.
those items.
And so he goes ahead and he's just sighing as he's like remeasuring around like the weapons and stuff. And he's, God, that's like 2 sizes bigger. My God. Have you ever been measured for clothes before? As he's going and like rehemming stuff.
Nope.
Not really. I just wear these
Not-
robes.
Kins, you left
not
the room,
once?
so you missed them trying to
Never.
out-deprived orphan each other.
I mean,
was a good
I
time.
know of it. I've never had it done. I just wear these robes.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know this
that
happened.
makes sense as he's like redoing it. And then he's, alright, keep the pins where they are. And then he like very carefully helps like take off the coat. And he's, alright, and just let me, and he's like helping you guys remove the vest and everything. Now go put your clothes back on and these will be ready in about 2 hours.
Damn, that's way faster than the dresses.
You are
Fuck.
very proficient.
What colors did I get?
Skillful.
You have like a smoky charcoal gray trouser that is black towards the bottom, towards the hem, and it goes up towards a much lighter gray. Same with the coat, but it's like reverse. So it starts dark and then goes light so that the two kind of meet in the middle. And then you have some darker and brighter reds for like different accents. So like even
Nice.
the cuffs, when you flip them in, it's red on the inside. So when you flip the cuff up, then it's a gray with a red cuff.
Nice.
Boys
I like
got
clothes. I like clothes.
I like
And
pants.
Tamsin has his sunset suit.
Oh my.
Sunset suit.
Nice.
Boys got
I'm gonna add that to my inventory.
He's like, I wanted gray.
Like it's a sun.
People are gonna see me.
But
It's kinda
it is that proper sunset where it doesn't start pink or it doesn't start yellow. It starts at that gray yellow, and it's just the different pieces that he added to the suit has made it look like this sunset. Yeah.
Nice. Do we want to just like hang out until it's ready?
We
Go
could
pick it up.
see what else is in the color district.
Okay. And
we can
so
probably walk around
so
in the
he-
color district.
he goes ahead and like he even helps you like put your harness back on, and he takes it to the back. And
Did you ask this dude's name?
No.
Actually, I was gonna say, before we leave,
No, Claudius thinks this is like some sort of secret, like you don't get in here to any of this unless
Name
Gordon
is John Doe.
Gordon helps you. Like this is top tier stuff.
Okay, good.
so before they leave, while they're getting like all put back together stuff, Tim's just gonna ask him a couple questions. You seem to know Gordon very well. He said he's a very interesting, crazy fella.
I believe that the word I used was madman. And
Yes.
anyone who has the sort of connections he does and isn't dead is probably some sort of insane, but he has saved my ass on more than one occasion, so I'm happy to return the favor when I can.
I see. Well, we are probably going to be handling a job for him. I'm just trying to get a little bit of an idea about the person we might be doing business with.
Don't double cross him.
It's generally good advice.
Most people don't follow it. Don't double cross him.
Yes, that is true. Well, have a good day. I'm sorry, what was your name?
Mr. Loam.
Loam.
Yes.
I am Tamsin. We're gonna go explore and we'll be back in a few hours.
Yes, there's a candy shop just a few doors down that's rather nice.
Tries
Not
to
sure if they're
smile.
open yet. Don't do that.
I said tries to smile at him.
How do you spell it?
Loam.
Like fangs.
Yeah.
Like, that's so
Alright.
Side note, if Safina wanted to get that dress made that we had in the group chat, how much would that cost?
She'd have to go find out.
Damn it. Okay, well that's next on the docket.
Everybody's getting clothes.
If only you
I'm
knew
going to
somebody
fucking
who's
school,
dating a
y'all.
Oh, if only I knew somebody who is dating a dressmaker.
Alright. So you guys go ahead and you just. So do you want me to go to you now, Safine, or do you want me to finish up with the. Okay.
They can finish.
I was gonna see if I could find any sort of store that I could find parts for the new gun I'm making.
You can definitely start wandering out.
I
So.
wander.
Alright.
I'm with him.
So
We're
you
wandering.
guys go ahead and you start to meander around, and you finally find yourself in a market square, and It's actually, you come into this market square and there's actually, it looks like a small crowd has assembled. And the closer you get, the more somber they appear. And you can see that there's actually a gallows set up in the middle of this crowd. And there is a soldier standing up on the stage. And sure enough, his coat and his crest and everything, they look similar to yours, but it's definitely like an upgrade from what they were. And just before him, there's an array of prisoners, and some are shackled and defiant, and they're screaming obscenities until another soldier like silences them. And others you can't really make out because there are bags over their heads. And you see him with this roll of parchment, and he says, "By order of King Gilbert, I condemn the following. Malika Hewitt, for running an untaxed gambling hall, a fine of 2,000 gold pieces and 4 days in the stocks, or 3 months imprisonment. Which shall you take?" And you see one of the men like look up, and he has this trickle of blood running down his face, and he spits, and he's, "You know I can't afford that." And he's, "Imprisonment, take him." And
Excellent choice.
he goes down this list, and you guys, like, do you stand and watch, or do you...
Oh yeah, do I recognize anyone?
You don't.
Okay.
No, but you hear a name. You hear Idris Morris, 6 months imprisonment, and it's some ridiculous charge. And Abigail Maxwell, fine of 200 gold pieces, and it's going down. And then he goes through this way until there's only 3 people remaining, and this trio of people have the bags over their heads, and he leads them up, and he calls Alice McDermott, Rinnan Isili, Daryl Weiss, by order of King Gilbert, for your crimes of heresy and treason, you're set to swing by the neck until dead. How do you plead? And none of them can say anything. You can hear something muffled, and then in the crowd, someone starts to jostle, and Rinna! And he's quickly silenced. You can hear people hushing and like dragging him down, and a couple soldiers, like, he gestures, and a couple soldiers move into the crowd to find the person.
Is anyone
check.
Rinna sized?
No, you're good. Okay, so you rolled a 19, and what did you roll? 18. So Temzin, as you are like trying to get a little bit closer and like make out exactly who it is, you can definitely tell that at least 2 of them are roughly Rinna's height. But again, they have these bags over their heads, so you can't really see. But you do feel something pressed into your hand. And when you turn, and you just get a quick, quick glance of someone with gray hair, like, rushing off through the crowd. And you manage to get a little bit closer, and now there's suddenly chaos unfolding. Like, someone has probably, like, thrown a punch. There's people that are yelling, and the soldiers, "Order! Get order in the crowd!" And then someone shouts something in just a tongue that you can't quite recognize. And it
speak
sounds...
Infernal and Celestial? Either of those?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's neither of those. And it almost sounds the way that someone who doesn't know what a spell sounds like. It sounds like what they might say if they're trying to cast a spell. And you can see, like, some sparks erupt somewhere in the crowd, and just people just start screaming, and then, "Just let him swing!" And they pull the lever, and you hear the floor drops, and you see the bodies twitch and still.
Did we have time to react in any of that?
It was just happening, but you did feel something pressed into your hand.
What is in my hand?
A little scroll of paper that says, "Not her. Cell 18. Guard change at first light."
Mother
Can I see the person with the gray hair still? That
They disappeared off through the
okay.
Sarah, I already couldn't breathe.
Any
Like,
details?
we're not there.
Any details in regards to like their height, etc., that I could have noted? Were they tall?
They were slender and they weren't moving super fast, but again, the crowd just is, and now you are now in a riot. Like there's soldiers coming in. You can see from the direction of the person who was screaming Rena, like you see two men like go running off into an alley. You see, and just people are now like slugging each other. There's yells for mage. There's a mage in the crowd, and
Claudius.
There's another soldier that's whacking down the bodies and just piling
Get the
them
fuck
onto
out of here. Go.
and just piling them onto a cart.
Yeah, can I try and... I'm just gonna try
Claudius and I are
and
just
get
gonna,
the hell
I'm
out
gonna
of
be like,
there.
let's go.
Go ahead and roll dexterity.
Okay.
Nice.
22.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Dex.
The Dexy boys.
Also, please
Dexy
somebody
boys.
take notes.
I want that to be a spin-off. Yes, the Dexy boys.
Do you want me to take notes in your book?
Okay,
Go for it.
so Claudius, you do manage to like shoulder through the crowd, and
Where's
unfortunately
your
you
pens?
lose Temsin. Temsin, you, with your short stature, like you're able to get through the crowd, but when you start glancing around, like you don't see Claudius. You don't even know like which direction Claudius went.
Can I do an acrobatics check to try and like dodge and weave underneath
Yeah.
people and around them and stuff to
Go
just
for
get
it.
out of the area?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
And Claudius, you did manage to get away from the crowd.
Nice.
Okay.
11.
You can't. The crush of people is just so tight that you can barely move an elbow. Like you're managing to get through the crowd, but you're very turned around. You don't even know which way you're going now.
I just yell for Temsin.
Okay, go ahead and
Does that give me a bearing?
yeah, that definitely gives you a bearing.
Alright. Well, I'll let you decide whether I have to do strength or dex check.
Go ahead and dex,
Okay.
because you're trying to get through the crowd. You're not really necessarily
Yeah.
pushing anyone out of the way.
18, that's better, finally.
Yeah, you do manage
Yeah.
to, with that, like with Claudius yelling your name, you do manage to get bearing on exactly which direction he
Yeah.
went off. Yeah,
Cool.
and
We
so
need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's head back towards
Taylor?
Taylor.
okay, so you guys are now bolting down the road. Like there are definitely like swarms of people running every which way. You just hear behind you people yelling, "Mage! Loose mage!" And there's now soldiers that are, you can hear the tromp, 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 tromp as they come just rushing down the cobblestone. Anyone on a clack has driven it to the side, and you can see people like pulling curtains closed on their clacks. You can hear the shops bolting up behind you, and you guys just barrel in just as Mr. Loam is going to lock the door, and what is going on out? What are you doing?
We're wandering around and
There was a hanging and someone
it got
used
crazy.
metaphysical at the hanging and everyone went to shit.
I don't know if anybody really did.
Is there a loose? And he like
No, I
locks
saw it.
and he locks the door. And are you all right?
We got out of nearly got out of there.
Oh, all right. Well, you can just stay up here until things quiet down. And he like pulls the curtains down, and we'll let the soldiers take care of it. And he peeks out a bit and just sit and I'll get you something to drink. And he goes in the back and comes back out with just 2 pitchers of water, and he just sets them down. And all right, I'm gonna
Just start drinking from the pitcher.
keep working. Just all right. Wait until it's a bit calmer. That this happens sometimes with hangings. And he goes and he sits down, and you can see he's got like a little push pedal sewing machine, and he's working on your stuff.
Yes. When we were in the
You okay?
crowd, somebody put this scroll in my hand. I don't think that was Rena.
Not her. Cell 18. Guard change at dawn.
First light, yeah.
I grab it.
Say that again.
It said not her.
Mm-hmm.
Cell 18. Guard change at first light.
Well, there's a couple concerning things from that. One, someone knows who we are, and then they know that we're with her.
Right. All I know is that when I went to look to see, there was just somebody with grey hair running away. My best guess is that that's who put the scroll in my hand and nudged me.
But we have to tell the others.
Why someone would want to fake Rinna's hanging. This can't be good. She said she had a job, right?
Maybe it went sour. Maybe she fucked up.
It's
Maybe
been
it
a
was
while.
setup.
Perhaps. Well, actually, it's only been like a couple days, right?
It's literally was yesterday that she
Maybe she
woke
got
up and
caught.
she wasn't there.
Maybe she was a little more nefarious than she let on.
Regardless, I think we're gonna have to investigate this.
Are you suggesting we break into the prison?
Perhaps. Or at least see if we can find the person who gave me the scroll at first light.
They might be there waiting for us.
It could be a trap.
It could definitely be a trap.
If somebody knows that we're with Rinna. But those people there were trying to save her. Did she mention she had a sibling?
Mm-mm.
She hasn't told you guys anything.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Well, she said she has family, but she said she's not close with them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it is a trap, you know what step one is. Just break the trap.
Just go anyways. Yeah. Alright, well, I think all we can do now is wait for our suits and go back and discuss this with the others. We've got a lot going on right now, but if Rinna is in trouble...
But we've got Gordon, the thing for Knack, now this, then the
Whatever
scale,
remember's got going on, yeah, with the scale.
then, you know, her side thing.
But if Rinna is in trouble, we have to do something.
Well, I guess we should talk to the group.
Yes, I
It's
think that is best.
you know,
Okay.
it's nice to have a group.
It is.
Yeah.
Alright. So
he
back,
wanted that to
so
be a little
back
more
to,
like, oh, and he's
so
like,
back to the
Tenzin goes
inn.
to see if there's another pitcher of water.
Yeah,
It's
there's
drinking
two.
out of the
There's
okay.
two.
Tenzin pours himself from the other pitcher into a glass.
Lose the caffeine.
Okay.
It got me.
Got you good.
Yeah, it got me real good.
So, you guys, we're gonna snap back to the inn. Where? Okay. We're gonna snap back to the inn, but that's Remember's thing, so we will wait for Remember real quick.
Snap back to reality. Oh, oh,
I don't know, I'm gonna snap back.
oh, there's
I'm
good.
sorry.
Smack that.
Snap back to
Hey,
reality.
baby,
Oh,
can you take this?
gravity.
Shout out to
Yeah.
these Brussels sprouts, though.
I know, I was gonna say, I do not like Brussels sprouts, but those are edible.
She sprouted some good Brussels.
Yeah, she
That's
did.
a compliment.
That's hard. Brussels sprouts are freaking difficult.
Well, if you coat them in butter, they're pretty tasty.
No! No!
Too many cooks.
Also, I'm both sorry and not sorry for the heart attacks. That
I love
y'all-
it. Oh
Very
god.
stressful, very
Is there
good.
anybody in that
Me
picture?
and Reagan are like,
Get her, girl!
this is busted.
Yay!
Thank you. The Brussels sprouts, magnifique.
Good.
I'm glad. Oh, can you check the thing? It fell and I think you might have unplugged.
And you look great.
Do you feel like being fancy?
From back here.
They were tight around my... There. Been there.
I need your girlfriend to
Yeah.
make me a dress.
Oh,
I thought you were saying my girlfriend, and I was like, what?
The like fancy robe dress.
Except for she's going to get a very salacious long slit all the way up.
To Venezuela.
We are going to snap back to the inn really quick.
Oh,
Snapping back to the inn.
there goes gravity.
Remember, Angrod and Safine, you guys are getting ready after the boys kind of got up fairly early and like went off to the tailor. What do you do that morning?
I would like to get that dress made. I guess. Well, I gotta see how much that would cost. But also, I'm gonna try to find the Bone Man's house, Grave Man's house.
Okay.
Because I just remember Rinda going up to a random person and being like, "Oh, sad day for a funeral," and they're like, "Yeah, totally." And then like a little later it got sketchy, so she's gonna just imitate that.
Okay. Good. Just walk up to random people.
Looks for goth kid.
She literally, yeah, legit. That's exactly what she's gonna do. She's just gonna pick someone sketchy.
Good.
Okay. So, you head out that morning. Do you go with anyone or do you go by yourself?
I'm gonna get clothes and try to find the Bone Man. And
Where are you
one
gonna
more time.
go?
Are you going to go get clothes first?
Yeah, might as well.
Where are you gonna go to Benevolence?
Hey, you think your girlfriend will make me a dress?
What kind of dress?
Oh, no objections to girlfriend.
I guess the Garanian kind.
You don't strike me as a Granian fashion kind of girl.
You're not wrong.
I don't see you in the bustle.
Me neither.
We could see what she could do if you wanted to go and talk to her.
Yeah, alright.
It's totally canon. She's eating pie as she's asking.
Good.
me
She
questions.
super does not want.
At breakfast.
Correct.
Yeah, at breakfast. She does not want a bustle, so she's considering, do I want this? No.
We can stop there on the way to see if we can find the Bone Man.
Okay.
University.
She might know how to get in she might know how to help us find a door somewhere. We could ask.
She may know.
At the very least, she puts up with my bullshit, so
Excellent.
Up and
she'll be
away.
okay with us asking.
Okay.
It must not be that shitty because she keeps inviting me back.
I'm just great in bed.
You are, canonically,
Great. Humble.
With a
a
natural
short
20.
amount of time.
So you guys go ahead and you make your way through the city toward Benevolence's shop, and as you enter in, Benevolence does not greet you. Benevolence is not there.
Oh no!
Fuck! Don't kill my girl!
But the apprentice that you had seen there before, she glances up and she quickly hurries into the back, and another woman comes out in similar style of working clothes, a small bustle, and she, yes, good morning. May I help you?
Good morning. Is Benevolence in? Is she not feeling well?
We received word that she was sick this morning, so she would not be in. My name is Layla. May I help you?
Yes, Layla, thank you. Well, we were hoping to see if we could have a dress made for my friend, but forgive me, I believe Benevolence to be the best that I know of, so...
She is very good, and she does do very good work. I can assure you that she will not be sick forever. She's much too dedicated to her work for that. But which of your friends is it?
Raise his hand.
Ah, hello. Yes,
This is the Lady Sophie.
very, very nice to meet you. Just this way, if you'll step here, and she helps you onto a stool and starts to take your measurements. And what sort of dress are you interested in getting today?
She's gonna show her like a drawn out picture of the dress. I realize this doesn't have a bustle, which may be a problem. I
It
guess.
only depends on which circles you will be delving into. If you aren't quite interested in more of the higher up parties and galas and that sort of thing, this is a very simple gown. My apprentice and I could in fact do this for you within the next few days.
Do you believe that it is too simple so that if she did wear it in a more noble company it would be a faux pas, or is it more on the exotic side if she paired it with a traditional braid from her country and something like that?
What country?
Tattered.
Oh, they do have some lovely blue silks that we just got in.
She's just flashing back. She's like, this is gonna cost 8 gold in my country, and here it's gonna be like 800 gold. Sure.
And she goes and she starts like getting out a few different materials, and sure enough, these are definitely like you've seen people wearing material like this. Like one of them is even something that like is high priestess material, and she just kind of like drapes them out over a chair. And yes, I think this paler blue, it's a cotton, but the way that it's spun, it does look like silk. So, do you have a preference? And it's just like a range of different blues.
I would prefer maybe something satiny, more towards the sapphire color. Do you know the Tarnothian person who sold you these?
No, they just came from a merchant who was passing through. Really, Miss Benevolence would be the one to...
I would caution you on who you buy your materials from. Priestess silks like that shouldn't be distributed.
Priestess silks?
In such a
Heavens,
way.
I should mark that one up then.
Well, something like that, but whoever wears it should be careful, especially if they go to Tarnota. Regardless, that's none of my business. Anyways, how much would that cost if I had the sapphire silk?
Well, the sapphire is more of a satin almost, but that one I could make you the dress that you're asking with not quite a lot. 18 gold for the dress as a whole, and then if you wanted something so that, well, I can add on a skirt over top of that with, let me see, I have, and she goes off and comes back with this one that's embroidered with the blue flowers, and this was another one that we got in, but the off-white really wasn't, well, people don't really want so much white here, but this off-white, if I put it over, I can actually make another bustle that you can just sort of wear on top of that skirt, and that would round it up to roughly 32 gold.
I'm not necessarily interested in the bustle. What I will say, maybe we can do some kind of silver embroidery, flowers perhaps on the bottom of the skirt, and let's do a slit up the right side.
And you want this same silhouette then, just the...
Correct.
Alright, then that with the silver embroidery would bring it up to 26.
That's fine. And could I have a bow tie made for a child?
In the which...
In a matching color. It doesn't have to be the Tarnothian, so just a matching color.
Yes, I can do that for another... I can do that one for 6 silver. That will...
Do you think blue would be a good color on his?
It would go with his hair sometimes very nicely.
Right. So good.
Alright.
We have a free-spirited boy. Continue.
Alright, yes, so that wouldn't be much at all then.
I forgot what the total is already.
26
gold.
26 gold.
And
Holy shit.
7 silver.
7 silver? I thought I said 6.
6 silver.
6 silver. Okay. I have to math. Hang on. She pays it, but regardless, I'm mathing.
Alright, and are you fine with me making the dress then, or did you want to wait for Miss Benevolence to return?
It's fine, you can make it.
Alright, then that will be just 2 days, maybe 3 with the embroidery.
Right. What's it again?
26 gold, 6 silver.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done now. Alright, we're gonna filter around and be like, oh, what a day for a funeral.
And are you just saying that to random people as you pass by? And they kind of look at you and, oh, I'm sorry, have you lost someone?
Why are you buying so many newspapers?
You could say that. Just, it's a bad day.
Well, rest their souls and may their sunrise be tomorrow. I'm
And
sorry.
also with you.
All right, and so as you guys are meandering through the city now, baby, as you guys are kind of meandering through, you hear in the distance some shouting, and you hear people running down the street.
Oh, shit.
two paths converge.
Doom, 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 doom.
We're gonna
Run.
like shuffle down there just to see what's going
You
on.
head towards it.
Yeah.
You just see, soldiers loading bodies into a plaque.
Oh!
And you see people, and you just see people who are just running,
She backs up. She doesn't turn around. She just backs up and is like, no, not this way. No, not this way.
Okay.
I would like to go check on Benevolence once we figured out what is going on here. I don't like that we made contact with Mobile and then she's suddenly sick.
And you can actually hear someone yelling now, "Loose mage! Loose
Oh,
mage!"
we got to go.
For the audio recording, Angra just gingerly touched her face to figure out whether or not her third eye was visible.
I think we should go home. Let's go. And then she just starts to shuffle.
Sophie, I can't. I have to go see her.
But you've known her for like a week.
I know. This is how we do things in
But it
Afghan.
feels
We
like
go
the
very
problem-
hard, very fast, and then whatever happens.
No,
This
we've
is
been
the
biblically for a
opposite
week.
of what happens in my country.
Your country is fucked up. I cannot tell you what's.
And now you can see some people are running your way, and in fact, there's even a soldier running down, and they look like.
We
Alright,
have
enough.
got
Back
to
into the
go.
shop. Let's go.
Yeah.